Hi, I'm Ripley, welcome back to my studio, and this week we're going to be painting some pumpkins because nothing else says autumn than a table full of pumpkins. So this month I have been painting some pumpkins as part of my sketchbook and chill studies, and I've been having really good fun with these, so much fun that I've been painting a variety of different pumpkins. These are goblin pumpkins, and this is obviously the traditional Cinderella pumpkins that you often see. This is the Connecticut field pumpkin, but what I wanted to do this week was kind of combine them and make a nice little pumpkin party. So that's what we started, and we made a start on this over on TikTok on Friday. But yeah, we have got a nice big plan for a goblin pumpkin here, field pumpkin. We've managed to make a bit of a start on the carving. I really thought it'd be quite fun just to do something a little bit more caricature, because I don't normally do characters. Everything that I do is very natural, wildlife intended, and it's botanical. So what I wanted to do was bring a bit of fun in this one, and so what we've done is popped a little carved pumpkin in there. Got a nice little cute tiny little pumpkin here, and then a gourd in the back. So the whole thing will come together. It's looking very light at the moment, but it will get darker as the layers add in. But I'm really excited to continue on this lovely little pumpkin party. I want to try and get all of these done so that we have them as prints ready for my shop launch on the 29th. So if you do want to catch me on any of my lives, here is my live schedule. I'm a very busy bee when it comes to lives, but that's because I really love engaging with people and checking people out and just chatting with people. So yeah, do come and check me out on the lives. If not, I will be back next week showing you more of this pumpkin. But first, let's get these two prepped for my art prints. I use a Winsor & Newton main palette. There are a few half pans in here that aren't Winsor & Newton, but most of this is from their Cotman palette. I also use a white gouache if I want to put in any details, but other than that, it's all traditional watercolour. I then transfer that into my watercolour palette. This is actually by a friend of mine called Rosie, Rosie Twinkle Clay. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful ceramics. As you can see, look at this, just beautiful. Really lovely palette. So what I want to try and do is just create a little bit of shadow here, and then just a little bit underneath and a little bit here. So we want the light to still be hitting kind of this direction. So as you can see, this direction, you can see the shadow. So what we want to try and do is kind of put the shadow up here, and then just put a little bit of shadow and underneath here, just to give it a little bit more depth. I've got a really nice kind of warm brown that's been mixed up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little touch of water to that. We don't want it too dark, but we still want it to kind of show up. So I'm just going to add a little touch more water. Yeah, that's great. So I thought I'd speed this a little bit up because it took quite a while for me to set in these shadows, and I didn't want to make this too long for you. But hopefully you can see here where I'm just laying down some water. This is using a wet on wet technique, which means that the paper is already a little bit wet, and then I'm using the paint, which is obviously wet over the top. And these shadows formed really nicely. Right, we've now got these to contend with. And I decided to put in some initial shadows, but actually what happened was, as I was painting, I realised that a shadow would probably take away from the pumpkins and all of that lovely detail. So I actually made a bit of a start of using some shadows, but then adding in a general background. And I think this actually turned out a lot better this way. What do you think? So I've left it very, very loose and just popped in a nice little background, because I think actually adding in a shadow in this kind of style would have taken away from the details on the pumpkins, whereas I quite like this having quite a plain background and just having the shadows popped in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these into my scanner, scan them, and then prep them for art prints. Speaking of prints, I am going to be adding a new open edition run over on my website. You can go and check it out, kcripley.com. They're going to be always available and available across the world. because I'm going to be using a company called Gelato. This video is not sponsored by them. I just really like their products and I'm really pleased to open up more markets by using them. They will be available in this lovely photo size, A4 and A3, framed or unframed, perfect for everyday home decor. In the frame, they come framed in wooden frames. I was really pleased at the quality of these frames. It also comes with a nice protective glass layer over the top. And when you actually get them in person, they are really good quality. They have all of the backings that you need to hang them, and the quality of the actual print itself is excellent. Really, really pleased with the standards that Gelato have, and I'm pleased to add these to my shop. You will also be able to get another very brand new product to my shop, and that is a mug. Look at this enamel mug. I am so pleased with it. It's great for camping, great for outdoors, but also just great around the studio. This is a sample mug, so it doesn't have my logo or anything on. I just got one just for myself, and I cannot tell you how pleased I will be to add my logo to it. It will be perfect for anybody who is rambling around, part of the Forest Foragers kit, and more. So really excited to get these in the shop. These will land on the 29th of September. My pumpkins, like today, with the limited runs, will be on small runs, printed on fine art paper and signed, and once they're gone, they're gone. Thanks for joining me in this week's vlog. It's been really nice hanging out with you and showing you a little bit about my process and coming back to YouTube. If you want to catch up with more of me, you can catch me over on Instagram, TikTok, and also Twitch. Do drop me a comment. It'd be great to see what you think of this week's vlog, and I will be back next week for some more painting shenanigans and also some more products that are coming to the shop. So I will see you then.